Actually, I heard this first time, responsible AI. This is a very fancy term for me. Do you think that coming of these technologies and these advancements is going to hamper the normal human activities in future?
Normally, when a new technology comes, there is a concept called a lump of labor fallacy in economics. So, what it says is that whenever a new technology comes, it expands the opportunities.
What do you think? How much business knowledge is important for a data scientist? So, how many years have you been in IT?
11 years.
What do you look in an individual when you take an interview?
I mainly look for an attitude who has a learning attitude.
Hi, Suresh. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am also very good. So, how is the journey in IT going on?
Yeah, it's a long journey, but yes, it's good.
It's
It's
good.
transforming to a great extent, but yes, it's good.
Okay. So, first of all, I would appreciate that firstly you give a small introduction to the audience so that they get familiarized with you and then we can move forward.
Okay, so I'm basically from Chennai
Okay.
and I'm a data scientist working as an architect at Wipro.
Okay.
And I started my career in Pune
Mhm.
some 10 years before, and I was an automation developer there.
Okay.
And then I transformed into analytics, data engineer, and now data scientist.
Okay. So, quite a long journey and quite a successful journey, I would say. So, how were you in your college days?
I was a very average student with respect to academics
Okay.
and very silent person.
Okay. So, what is your education background?
I did my engineering in electrical and electronics.
And how come you switched to IT then?
It's a $1 million question. Every interview during my when I was a fresher used to ask this.
Okay.
Why are you coming to IT from Triple E? It's an interest, right? Like it doesn't need to end the opportunities for core is also very less here.
Yeah, right.
So got a good opportunity in Cognizant, so I just signed.
So, would you say that you switched because of the lack of opportunities,
Not
or would
exactly
you say like because of the passion?
because of passion. I tried in IT companies only,
Okay.
and I had the knowledge and other stuffs during my college regarding that only. So that helped me getting a job there.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So, yeah, I saw your resume. I saw that you have worked in a banking sector also, and now you're working in IT. So, can you just like briefly tell me that how these two sectors are different?
There are a lot of difference. See, banking sector is there even before IT or information technology was evolving. Right, so banking companies deals about economics and they deals about money and they have a different business altogether.
Yeah, right.
When it comes to IT, they simplified that, they scaled up to a great extent, and they made it easy to available to everyone.
Yeah,
So that's
right.
it acted as a catalyst for banking, that I would say.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, what kind of project you're handling currently?
Currently, I'm a GenAI developer, GenAI engineer.
Okay.
So we work on GPT and other stuffs for the business.
Okay, right. So, nerd guy.
Not yes, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you understand the craze of Gen AI in today's environment, right?
Yes.
Everybody is so hyped about the Chat GPT and
Mhm.
now the Deep Seek and everything which is coming. So, do you think that the coming of these technologies and these advancements is going to hamper the normal human brain or somehow the normal human activities in future?
I would answer this in a two-way. One is normally when a new technology comes, there is a concept called a lump of labor fallacy in economics.
Okay.
So what it says is that whenever a new technology comes, it expands the opportunities.
Yeah.
When Excel came, it expanded the opportunity for the accountants more.
Yeah.
It did not reduce the job opportunities. So
Very well said.
similarly, yeah, similarly, this GenAI also expands the opportunity, and it is going to reduce the opportunity for a normal person, like who doesn't know how to use AI or who does not aware of like what is going on in AI.
Right.
You don't need to work on AI, but you just need to learn how to utilize AI.
Yeah,
So
right.
that opportunity will be created. Once you are good at that, you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, okay, okay. So you said that you are working on Gen AI, right? So what do you think what is the next thing which is going to come in the data science part or what we can expect in the future part?
It's a huge. So the application of Gen AI is expanding like anything. So there is a lot of problems since it's a new technology.
Yeah, right.
There is a risk involved. There is, the regulatory bodies are behind them, like how to make it work unbiased.
Yeah,
It
right.
should not work towards one sector or one.
Yeah.
Right. So they are constantly working on responsible AI. They call it. Right. They take care of the models that it performs better and it does not deviates from what it was subjected for. I mean, what it was developed for, and
Right.
it does not use any false languages. It does not. Nobody misuses the AI technology. So these are all comes under responsible AI.
Responsible AI. Yeah, I actually I heard this first time. Responsible AI. This is a very
Yes.
fancy term for me.
This is the bigger companies are working on all these things because
Okay.
especially the OpenAI and other the Meta and other companies which develop the Gen AI models, right? They make sure that this model or anything is not utilized in a false way or in a negative way.
Yeah, right.
So they have they are creating a barrier for that, and they're
When you
monitoring that.
say the security issues or when you say the risk, is it about the data being used there? Because, yeah, of course, the models which you are working on, they are based on the data, previous data, which is stored over somewhere. So, is it about that security or the data we are right now? Also, when we are we are doing sign up or whenever we are even using an app or something, then also we put our basic data over there. So, is there any chance of getting hampered or any risk of that data being falsely used somewhere while
Not
we.
personally, but okay. So when it comes to privacy, there are so many people like you who will be providing their information.
Yeah.
That may be utilized in such a way that the model can be trained uh, in a way that your information is utilized by them to create one more model without your consent.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
that is false, and that is what they are trying to reduce,
Okay.
right, when it comes to security. And at the same time, your personal information, like one person's information, is not going to make any difference for them.
Yeah,
If
right.
everybody is going to lose their information, then it becomes a problem
Okay. Got
without
it.
their consent, by the way.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw your resume and there was a term called as laybot. And I just read that it is something legal
Okay.
search research platform. Can you please tell me about what is it?
Sure. So Leebot, it was actually a startup idea.
Okay.
So it was in 2018 where we thought of developing a bot for legal uh, lawyers,
Okay.
legal people.
Okay. Okay.
So what it does is that I read an article at that time saying that we are creating a artificial god. I was wondering what do you mean by artificial god? So the explanation was when someone is there to tell you what is right and what is wrong, then it's a god. That's what the constitution is doing. So they're creating a bot for that, and this idea was inspiring. So we thought of digging deep, and data science was a great platform to develop this kind of use
Yeah,
case.
right.
And we started this with artificial intelligence, neural networks, and other stuffs. And we did a small project as well, MVP kind of thing as well, with smaller cases like vehicle acts, right? Like what do you call that? Motor vehicle acts. It's a very simple thing. Like if you cross the line, 100 rupees is your fine. So it is easy to identify the punishment for whatever you are causing.
Causing, right.
So we did an experiment over there, and we didn't take it forward because none of us were lawyers, and we don't know the depth of what that domain is facing.
Yeah.
And there is one company. These were before generative AI came.
Okay.
So the performance or the effectiveness of our model was not that great. Now there are few companies which is doing that,
So
and they're
are
doing
you
great.
really planning to like revive that project again? Because I can see the potential in it.
Of course, there are several ideas like that. Like, when you have a startup idea, it has to go in line with your business.
Yeah.
Or in
Of
line
course.
with your day-to-day activities.
Yeah, right.
So, getting into legal, maybe we can do it as a service, but as a product, we should be part of that.
Yeah, right. Of
Is
course.
my idea.
Yeah, agreed. So moving to the tech part a little bit. See, when it comes to AI, there's a combined term, AI ML,
Mm-hmm.
which is combinedly used. People know about AI part.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand the ML part, machine learning part.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to understand, or not just me, if you have to explain it to a 10 years old or 15 years old who is going to school or want to build a career in a data scientist. He wants to understand the machine learning part. So how can you explain that in a simple tone? So,
Okay. AI is actually a subcategory of ML.
okay.
ML is a vast area. Like ML is nothing but the machine learning. So anything a machine can learn, we can call it as ML.
Okay.
Right. So AI is one pillar of a machine learning. Generative AI is again one pillar of ML. One pillar of AI, I would say, subcategory of AI.
Okay.
So if you see ML, it has so many algorithms and strategies to get solutionized for. For example, you have basic random forest or XGBoost or whatever. Those are all traditional ML methods where it works on probability. It works on a calculative approach to solve a problem.
Okay.
But when it comes to AI, it uses neural networks, which was inspired from human brain, right? There are a lot of neurons which calculates a lot of features from your data, and we have no idea what it is learning, right? It's a black box, and it is very hard for us to govern that or monitor that as well. Whether it's learning the things that we ask for, it is learning something else. So for a massive data, they go for AI because uh, we have no idea what is there in the data, what pattern has to be
Right,
identified or
right.
something. And when it comes to Gen AI, it's so much huge, more huge. Which means you would have heard that GPT has several models which was trained in 8 billion data, 20 billion data, 30, 70 billion data. So the number of volume of data it was trained on, the performance is
Okay.
right. The 80, 70 billion or 80 billion model may perform better than the 7 billion model
Right.
because it knows more information than the normal one.
Yeah, right.
So if I have to differentiate ML and AI, they are not two different things.
Okay, they're
ML
just
and AI
subcategories.
comes inside AI comes inside ML.
ML. Okay. And there's one more term, ML ops.
Okay.
And what is that?
MLOps is a kind of DevOps for application development.
Okay.
So how does DevOps helps in application development? It simplifies the process, it streamlines your deployments, and it creates an opportunity for CI/CD, continuous
Okay.
integration
Okay. Yeah.
and continuous deployment. Similarly, if you have a model which has to be deployed, which has to be versionized, which has to be governed in a way, we have MLOps.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Understood. So currently, Suresh, what kind of tools you are using in your project?
We are predominantly working on Azure.
Okay. Sure.
So most of our works are done on services from Azure.
Okay. Okay. And other than that,
Other than that, we have PySpark. We have when it comes to data collection, we use PySpark. We have big data, and it depends. It depends on what kind of data we are taking. If it is structured, we would go for PySpark or something which handles the data, which handles the structured data. When it comes to this unstructured data, we have several third-party tools as well. Python has a lot of libraries which
Yeah.
can take care
Okay.
of documents, images, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends. It completely depends on use case.
Okay. I just read in your resume that you're doing MBA. You're
Executive.
pursuing MBA. Yeah, ex MBA. So, like, general question. What do you think? How much business knowledge is important for a data scientist to be a successful data scientist?
No, to be a successful data scientist, it may not be required. But if you are passionate about managing something, or if you want to govern something, or if you want to be in a position to decide something, a decision making position, then you might need MBA. And especially when it comes to AI, those are all very new fields, and a lot of projects are in R&D,
Yeah.
and a lot of
Right.
projects are POCs. And you don't if you don't have an idea like what is going on, you will not be able to manage them as well.
Okay.
So if you have to deal with a data science project, you should know data science as well as a common management skills as well.
Okay. So, how many years have you been in IT?
It's been 10 years.
It's been
11
10
years,
years,
sorry.
11 years. So, You must have taken some interviews. Yeah. So, what do you look in an individual when you take an interview?
Okay, I mainly look for an attitude
Okay.
who has a learning attitude. Since data science is a vast platform, everybody doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
So,
Nobody's encyclopedia.
yeah. So, is he having a capability to learn quickly? Is what I expect.
Yeah.
And some part of basics as well, like especially probabilities and statistics. Like if he does not understand statistics, if he does not understand the applications of statistics, he might not be the best suit for this role.
Oh, right. Okay. So if there's some fresher, or I won't say the data science job is not for freshers. I understand that part because I have talked with many individuals like yourself, and they've told me that you can't just enter into data science. No, but no company is going to take you directly as a data science. Firstly, you'll have to enter into the data domain. You might enter as a data analyst. You might enter into a DevOps field or anything else. First, you need to understand the data part, and then you slowly move towards the data science field, right? So, for a person who is moving towards the data science field, what kind of things he or she must learn in the initial part, which
Okay.
will help to establish or get the jobs easily in this field?
Absolutely. It's a good question, actually. So I would like to break this fallacy first. Like, it's not like we don't take freshers. The problem is 80% of the data science activities depends on data engineering and data handling.
Okay,
So,
right.
because if the data is not good, we will not be able to get the good results.
Yeah.
So, how do we clean, or how do we consume the data properly? How do we collect the data properly? So, this is the first step we have to do before we step into data science, before we step into analytics,
Yeah, right.
and before even we get into model development. We have to analyze the data, if what the data is telling us,
Yeah, right.
a storytelling skills. So when it comes to communication and storytelling things, it doesn't come so easily for a fresher. So that's the main reason we don't prefer freshers. But if there is a person who, nowadays kids are Gen Z are they are in a different generation.
Yeah, right.
So they we cannot apply those things to Gen
Yeah,
Z now. They
right.
are fully packed, and they have a
They
an
have the
AI person
ability.
standing next to him.
Yeah,
So we
right.
cannot say this guy doesn't know. He will know.
Yeah,
You
of
just need to
course.
give him the right opportunity.
Opportunity. Do you think millenniums lag behind?
No, we used to be in a different place where we have. So the curiosity that we had was so much, but the opportunities we had was very less.
Very less.
Now they have everything. The curiosity, it depends. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, I just know we people like during our times there were, as you said, that there were no opportunities or there were limited opportunities. But some people also say that even though the Gen Zs are having good opportunities, most of them are very much relied on the AI part, even for the general stuff. Like some, I don't remember the name of the guy, but yeah, I had a podcast with one person like you, and he just said like people for the normal coding part also they don't use their logics because they know that AI can give me. I can just put the query on the chat GPT and he'll give me the code as it is. So they just don't use their brain that much as like the millennials used to do. So you think that is a drawback?
it's not a drawback. See, in some cases it is important, some cases it is not important, right? Like when we have a technology like this, why do we need to think ourselves and struggle more and get ideas out of us?
Yeah, right.
Right? Like if I ask you what is 97 into 25, will you be able to answer so easily? No.
You
Right?
need a
But
calculator,
does
right?
it matter? We don't need that. We have a calculator.
Yeah.
So why don't we use that? So it applies the same here.
Okay. Very well answered actually. If there's something which is for your assistance, and why not use it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So like we are in a conclusive part. So I won't ask your salary, don't worry, but I am just asking what kind of salary bracket or like package one can expect in the data science part for the fresher part and for the experience part.
Okay, so as a fresher, it doesn't go. It doesn't go specific with data science. That if you are a data science scientist, you can expect more. It purely depends on what business they are into.
Okay.
But when it comes to experienced person, there are a lot more to consider.
Okay.
Like especially the struggles he had gone through and the problems he have solved, and this decides his salary structure as well. If he is a fresher, I would expect he can expect between 5 and 10 or 12.
That's
It
a good
depends.
number for
Yeah,
a
that's a good.
fresher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it is a experienced person, he would expect 25 to 35.
Okay, and that can move forward as well.
Yes, of course. If you have a good emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence. Okay, I had a great talk with you, Suresh. And at last, I would just say that you should give a special message or anything which you would like to say to our audience. Yani, who are the aspirants and who will come and sit on your chair someday and they'll give podcast with me?
Nothing as such, but there are. I could refer a few books which guides them better than what I could say
Please do.
personally. There is a book called 21 Lessons for the 21st Century.
Okay.
So it talks about a lot of stuff. So it talks about politics. It talks about technology, how a changing technology will make changes in the next decades, and what is learning. And it's not about learning. You have to learn how to learn.
Oh,
That's the expectation.
interesting.
Yeah. So there are a lot of 21 lessons he have. And the name of the author is Yuval Noah Harari.
Okay.
So he's an Israeli. You might have
Author.
heard of this book called *Sapiens*, right?
Yeah.
So he's the same author for this book
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Right.
So I would recommend this book. This book tells you more than what I could say or I could suggest for people.
Yeah. Please. I would really appreciate that my audience will read it, and I will also read it if it
Absolutely.
can teach me something.
Absolutely.
Okay. I really had a great podcast with you, and I actually like talking to the AI guys because मुझे कुछ I like to. Okay, I forgot how I shouldn't speak in Hindi.
No, nothing like that. I can understand.
Yeah, my native language is Hindi. Okay,
Okay.
so when I think in Hindi.
Okay.
When I speak, I can speak in English. But yeah, so yeah, so I really like talking with AI guys because I get to know so much new. Data engineering, data science, data analyst, these are already known fields. But your field is something which is new to me.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really enjoy. Thank you for your time and have a very good day,
Yeah.
very good life, and all the best for your future.
Thanks a lot for this opportunity.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Thank you.
nice.
Bye bye.